I was at Creator Summit this week. Pretty cool. Definitely one of the highlights of my career being able to attend this kind of event. Uh, Sorry?
Nothing, you're
Oh,
good.
there I am. Definitely one of the highlights of my career being able to attend events like this. Um, I got to um, I got to hang out with Michelle Khare quite a bit this time around. I was surprised to see Matt Pat there, as the rumors of his retirement have been greatly exaggerated. Um, but Matt Pat was there, which was really great to be able to connect with him and Steph. Shoot, now that I've started listing people, it's going to be horrible when like I forget someone that I hung out with for a bit, but definitely hung out with Hacksmith for a while. It was awesome to see him.
Nice.
Oh man, now I'm gonna feel so bad.
And many
Oh,
other
oh,
great and fantastic people.
oh, dude, I finally actually met Carl Jacobs, the guy that we built the $100,000
Yeah.
PC for. I'd never met him, and it turned out that we were on the same floor in the hotel, and I like didn't recognize him because I don't watch YouTube. It's always super awkward for me at these events because everyone else kind of seems to know who everyone else is because it's a top creator summit. And so these are a lot of the top creators on the platform. And I don't really watch YouTube. We played a game late last night, like 2 in the morning. We were all just like sitting around a picnic table outside, and everyone like brought up their YouTube account and showed how many of the other people at the table they were subscribed to. Michelle was literally subscribed to everyone else around the table. And I pull up mine, and the LTT account, the main LTT account, is subscribed to one creator. Luke, do you have any guesses as to who it is? If you
Is
could
it,
guess,
is
if
okay, can I
if it was
ask a question
one,
first?
if it was one creator, yeah, you can tell you what, you can ask three questions because you're not going to get it.
Is it one of our own channels?
No,
Is it a channel
that's
that
one of
we
your
were
questions.
previously closely affiliated with?
Closely affiliated? I would say no. No.
Okay. It's not NCX.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
that's where you were going. No,
Yeah.
that was a good guess though. That was a really good guess. No.
Honestly, if it's not them, I have a
You have one
pretty
more
hard time.
question.
So we're not closely affiliated.
No.
It's not our own thing.
No. I think you could have gotten the answers to both of those with just the one. I think you could have
Yeah, I was
drastically-
fishing. I was
Yeah, you
fishing too
wasted.
hard. Yeah.
Oh, dude, you wasted one.
have we
Non-gamer
ever
moment.
worked with them or collabed with them or anything like that?
Yes. So you've at least managed to narrow it down a little bit.
Is it like Paul?
Oh, good guess, good guess, good guess, but no.
Okay.
The answer is Ludwig. And the reason for it, he wasn't
That's
there.
so
He wasn't there this
recent.
time.
I expected it to be like really old. Okay.
No, the reason for it is that when I was sitting next to him, literally next to him in a chair, he like guilted me a little bit. That was part of it. I think that happened off camera. But then when I was sitting next to him in the chair doing the bro versus bro, he was getting the stream set up, and I wanted to interact with chat, and I couldn't because he has like a 5 minute or a 10 minute
Subscriber only thing?
subscriber gate on interacting in his live chat. So I subscribed to him, and then I just like never remembered to unsubscribe, or I
Okay,
didn't
but-
care, and I never looked at it. So
But
that was
I-
it. That was the one I was subscribed to. Hold on, my personal is
That's
even
what I was gonna
worse.
say. Okay.
So after that, because they asked about like what about first everyone was talking
Yeah.
about main, right? And for pretty much everyone else, on main would be the channel they upload to, right? Because they don't have like the content management system that gives multiple people access to their uploading tools and their channel management tools and stuff. Like we have like 8 active channels right now or something like that, and we have multiple people that need access to all of them. So we have kind of a different access system to our channels. So my like my main channel is not at Linus Tech Tips. It's just at like my Gmail account. So get this, okay? Once again, I was not subscribed to anybody who was at the table. Um, you ready?
Sure.
Linus Tech Tips. Okay, that makes sense. Probably did that at some point. Dave and Ava, nursery rhymes and baby something. So my kids probably mashed that. In fact, it was probably my son like 10 years ago when I didn't want to get up in the morning and I was like, ugh, take my phone. Ugh. Lulu Kids, nursery rhymes and children, whatever. Super Simple Songs, kids songs. So those are all probably similar stories. I am subscribed with the bell rung to Apple Canada for some reason. No idea why. I'm subscribed to Last Week Tonight. Don't remember when I did that. Love John Oliver, but I don't remember subscribing to that. I don't think I've ever seen a notification for it. And then the last two, you're going to laugh. One of them is Killian Experience, who's a totally random.
I know that
YouTuber,
reference, though. I know why. Yeah.
And then the last one is the Mome Boys.
The what? The Mome Boys?
Remember that rap song that has Tekken on my tip?
Yeah.
That is the list of channels I'm subscribed. I don't know if you could come up with a more random list of channels if you just started like inputting letters and numbers with your face by mashing your face against your keyboard. YouTube.com/mash your face against your keyboard and then just pressing enter. Like completely unrelated to each other channels. So I lost the game. I lost that game. Which is fine, I guess. I forget where I was going with this, but anyway, yeah. So finally got a chance to meet Carl Jacobs. Seems like a super nice guy. For someone so young, he is surprisingly cultured when it comes to gaming. My brother just played Chrono Trigger in the last year and was like, dude, this is a masterpiece. This is like one of the greatest games of all time. And I'm just like, man. And you know what? This is crazy. This is crazy. His favorite Final Fantasy, 9. And I was like, yeah, 7's overrated. He's like, I know. Dude, all my controversial takes, I now feel validated about. So that's why I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it was a great show. Had a really good time. And right, I remember what I'm supposed to be talking about right now. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, last person that I actually got to hang out with a fair bit. And this is great. Sorry. I promise I will stop doing story time in a little bit here. Stephen He. Do you know Stephen He? Emotional damage guy?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Dude, he's one of those YouTubers that is exactly the same in person and yet somehow so different, like more unhinged and like random, if that makes sense. Like he's exactly the same guy, but just like I'm glad that he doesn't just upload absolutely everything he says, because it's like, whoa, okay, cool. Yep. That's a good thing. Love Steven. I showed him the pictures of the badminton center, and he's like, dude, back in China, when I was like young, I played like semi-professionally. So we start like spitballing.
You have him out? Yeah.
YouTuber badminton tournament?
Yeah.
Like, dude, could we make this a thing?
Probably. I'm sure. I mean, Ludwig just did YouTuber Olympics. If
Right?
you can do like 15 different sports or whatever, I'm sure you can do one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm at least 1/15 as good as Ludwig, right? Maybe?
Yeah. I'm sure you can do it. You have the cameras set up?
Dude, I'd be so excited to do it. Jawa Juice says nerd sports but competent. Yeah, so on that note, we talked about the channel Badminton Insight a little while ago.
Yeah.
Greg and Jenny reached out, hearing about it on the stream, or hearing that we were talking about them on the stream. And nothing's for sure, but probably sometime, let's give ourselves some breathing room. Sometime in the next 6 to 9 months.
We'll say New Year.
And my intention, I have pitched this internally. I have asked the business team to try to sell a sponsorship for this. They said they think they can do it. I would like to resurrect NerdSports. So Greg and Jenny, they're pro players, but they also do YouTube as a side hustle. And I pitched them the idea. So for their channel, they want to do a tour of the center, and they pitched a concept that I think is brilliant. I absolutely love it. I'm not going to spoil it because I want them to tell you guys what it is. But basically, it will involve me filming with them probably for like an entire day. And it's going to be an absolute blast. And that's going to go on their channel. And then I told them for our channel, I want to bring back NerdSports. I told them about the concept. I linked them to the hockey one. And I was like, so here's the idea. You're going to play against like regular Joes on our team. And we're going to come up with some creative, fun handicaps in order to try to level the playing field. Not only were they down, but they started pitching back to me like really funny handicaps.
Nice.
Luke, would you want to... Do you think you could be prepped? Could your shoulder be rehabbed enough to be in this?
I've started a new routine that's been going really well. I'll make it work.
Go.
I would love to do that. NerdSports was so much fun. I can't even explain.
The return of the keyboard warriors. Are we doing this?
Yeah. Of course. I've always been down.
Are we doing this?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited. So just, it's going to come on Channel SuperFun. That doesn't mean Channel SuperFun is coming back. That just means
it's allowed to have one upload every like 4 years.
That just means that Greg and Jenny are coming out here. They're flying an awful long way to be here. I want to make sure that everybody is maximizing the value of this trip. And I didn't think that there was anything LTT that made a ton of sense with them. Channel SuperFun NerdSports, on the other hand, though, we've got professional players in our house. Why? How could we not do this? So, dude, I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked. The thing is, though, okay, so let's have a production meeting here because I don't think that I should play for the Keyboard Warriors.
I don't think you can, unfortunately.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that? Do you think I'm too good? Because let me tell you this. Hold on. Let me tell you this first. To you, I'm probably some kind of badminton god.
Yeah.
To them, I am a badminton ant. I am a little thing that they squish under their thumb. And then, actually, no, they don't even bother. They don't even bother to squish me under their thumb. It's not even worth their effort and their
If the gap is that big, then it's probably okay, actually. What I was going to say, though, if the gap isn't that big, I think you commentating it, you know how we used to have commentators?
Oh, dude!
Yeah.
Okay, well, now I want that role.
You commentating it, I think, would be amazing. If the gap is that big, though, you could play. But my immediate reaction was that you would just commentate.
Okay, what about this?
Which would be pretty
for an
sick.
idea? What if I commentate the Keyboard Warriors playing against Greg and Jenny, and then at the end,
you try to step in?
We take their fully handicapped level. So whatever, maybe they're wearing eye patches by this point, and we've got 5-pound weights on their shoes, or like whatever it is that we've done to them to make it so that the game is somewhat even, right?
Yeah.
We put like, oh man, this would be great. So you know how much of the badminton stroke is in the wrist, right? Right. So we put like wrist guards, like rollerblading, skateboarding, like wrist guards on their hands, so they can only swing their arms or something like. Whatever it is we end up having to do to make them barely able to compete to compete head to head against normies.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I walk on and we see how many of them I can remove before they start to kick my butt.
That's cool. I like that.
So we
That's
go all the
interesting.
way one way, and then basically it's like a battle for me to try to get as
How
many
close
of them
can you
off
get?
as I can. Yeah, I think that would be super cool.
Do you have to have a like a buddy though? Would you, because it's still duos, right?
That's interesting. So could I draft the best player from the Keyboard Warriors maybe? So because I'm commentating, I'm watching, or should I bring in like one of my buds? Like I'll bring in like my mixed doubles partner. Or what's his name that you just met at the event? Emotional damage guy. Oh, like Steven?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an idea.
So it goes from keyboard warriors to like YouTuber people.
Interesting. Okay, I'm going to keep that in mind.
We
maybe,
can cook.
but it
We
might
can
be
make
a
it
lot
good.
to align. It might be a lot to align those trips.
LMG community in Floatplane chat says bring in Jaquan.
Yeah, we could bring in the facility manager for the badminton courts. Okay, all right. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna see
Either
what
way, this is
makes
going to be
sense.
sick.
Dude, I'm so excited. NerdSports
Yeah.
coming back. You know what's funny is I mentioned this well in front of Yvonne. I hadn't actually talked to her about it, but I was talking to Steven about the idea, and Yvonne was there, and she was like, "Yeah, NerdSports was fun. I think it'd be fun to do NerdSports again." So you remember when we had like maybe 4% of Yvonne's attention helping with the producer side of NerdSports? Like literally, no offense to anyone else who was on our team and anyone else who's on our team now. And when I say team, I don't mean the keyboard warriors, like our NerdSports team. I mean our like Linus Media Group team. No offense to everyone else, but for how little time and attention Yvonne put into it, I don't think anyone else could have gotten us the kinds of matchups that she did.
We got
She,
some
like,
pretty cool teams.
that was crazy. That
Yeah.
was actually nuts. If she was like full-time producer of NerdSports, I think not only could we bring it back, but it could be awesome. Like 10 million views an episode, awesome.
I'd be 1,000% down. NerdSports was one of the coolest things. I used to share them with so many people too because they're like, I don't know. It's just interesting content. It plays into the whole concept of like I wish we could see like just average people compared to the Olympians at the Olympics. It's that, but you're really pitting them against each other and really showing the gap, like everything that you need to do to like tear someone down to the level of an average person. Because
Well, you know that was a big part of the original idea behind it, right? Like it got kind of lost in the way that we were a really small company and there were a lot of production challenges, but like it kind of got lost in everything. I'm not gonna lay the blame on any one person's feet because it's A, that's not cool, and B, it doesn't lie on any one person's feet. But what got kind of lost was that it was supposed to be about highlighting not professional top tier level athletes, but the next down or the next down. You know, the people who were trying to go pro and basically really like putting in your face so that you cannot escape this, how different these guys are from the person sitting on their couch going, "Oh, I could have caught that." You know? Like actually standing on the court next to the Trinity Spartans. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You're a reasonable freaking sized dude. But did you not
They
feel
were
intimidated
tall.
by those women?
yeah, they dunked us pretty hard. And
Because I did.
There was. I mean, we definitely fielded some players on the keyboard warriors that were not athletic, but despite being keyboard warriors, we've always had a decent amount of people on the team that are fairly naturally athletic. And we would just still get completely destroyed in every single sport. It was like never close.
Completely.
Oh man.
Yeah. Stephen Chu, community manager, says, "How I feel when I see a kicker miss an extra point in the NFL." Yeah, exactly. But like, if you literally stood on that field and tried to make even a below average kick, you'd go up there, you'd kick it, and it'd be like, bloop, because you are not a world-class athlete.
While there's like some dude running at you that can tackle you with the force of like an F-150. It's just like slightly nerve-wracking.
Yeah, exactly. And then, obviously the slight twist compared to Joes versus Pros or regular people at the Olympics or other people who have done this concept before and since is the leveling of the playing field.
Yeah, the nerfs.
Illustrating just how ridiculous it has to get. I mean, by the time we were competitive with that hockey team, dude, I was telling this story at Creator Summit. They had their skates in little hula hoops, so they couldn't, and they had to keep the hula hoops on their skates, so they couldn't lift them up. They were holding pineapples in one hand. They had to link arms with the player next to them, so there were effectively only 3 of them on the ice compared to our 6, and they had to use little plastic toy sticks. And it was still really close when we called next point wins. With 5 skaters plus plus a goalie that's not tethered to someone, full-size sticks.
Saying skaters is maybe a little much.
Yes, that's a little generous.
5 people that happen to be on ice. Yeah, I had scars from that for years, and now you can't normally see them. But when I get really cold, you can still see the lines from where the laces were.
Oh no! Oh man,
that was rough.
Yeah. Blendetto says if I were out on the ice instead of Connor McDavid, the Oilers would have won the Stanley Cup. Exactly. But see, the thing is, you're memeing, obviously, right? But so many people.
Some people aren't. Yeah.
Seem to actually think that when I was in my prime, I could have. No, you could. No, you couldn't have, man. No, you couldn't have. These guys are otherworldly talented. So anyway, yeah, NerdSports. I'm super excited. And I think there's a document I'm supposed to be reading from to talk about stuff.